So I'm going to be summarizing the information in an article called Lack of Sleep Might Be Ruining Your Sex Life. So it starts out by stating the obvious symptoms of sleep deprivation, like high blood pressure, lower immune system, weight gain, mood swings, depression, and a higher risk for diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and some cancers. And I think a lot of the times we don't really think that low sleep might lead to low libido, but in this article it's talking about how it's directly linked. So it cites some studies, and the first study, I think it was 1,000, they followed 1,000 men and women, and they found that poor sleep was associated with low testosterone levels and higher cases of erectile dysfunction in men, and arousal problems and orgasm difficulty in women. And while this study was focused more on an older population, it does state that this is generally the same for all age groups. And in all age groups, especially younger people, the amount of sleep deprivation is rising. So no matter what your age is, sleep's gonna directly affect your sex life. So it also goes over why this happens, and I'm sure we all know these, but when we sleep, we go into REM sleep cycles, which is your restorative sleep, and your first cycle kind of happens 10 minutes into your sleep, but your deeper REM cycles that actually restore men's testosterone levels and cognitive function for men and women happens later on in sleep. So it's recommended that you get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night, and I know I don't get that. I don't know how many of you do. So it also talks about what can be done to get more sleep. So it does talk about, setting up a bedtime routine, which I feel like a lot of people might already have this, but it's good to remember. Try and get more sleep. Have good sleep hygiene, and sleep hygiene is waking up at the same time and going to bed at the same time every single day, even on weekends, and to stay away from nicotine and alcohol, because those can both affect your sleep. It also talks about having a good bedtime routine, so no blue light an hour before bed, which that's the lights in all screens. I know iPhone now has an option where you can take off the blue light, so that's recommended, but it's better if you don't have any screen time before bed. And it's also best to have a cool, dark room. And then it even states it recommends having a sex schedule, which I thought was really interesting because I've never heard of this in my life.